What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carl's here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Happy Friday, guys. I hope you guys are having a blessed day overall. Thankfully, today is actually a little bit cooler than most days, so it feels really good, and we got a nice breeze coming in as well. But we're going to be working on this ceramic coated Porsche Macan. Hopefully I said it right. I coated this one, I think about about a year and a half. And we're doing its well, it's actually, I think for me, it's like the second one. But the customer has been upkeeping the vehicle throughout the year. He did mention he was having some issues right here in the back where the coating was not performing correctly, and I think it's in camera. Hopefully it is, and I'll show you really quick what I'm trying to tell you guys. But the customer is having issues in this area right here where the coating is not performing how it should. Everything else is working solid, but this back piece here is where we're having some issues. The day I coated this, it actually rained on it from my house to his house. So on the way over here, it was storming. So maybe that had some issues. The whole coating itself, it should be performing. We're gonna wash it, and I'll tell you a little bit of the process on that. We'll talk about pricing as well. And a lot of you guys asked me a little bit about maintenance services, how I price that, how do I handle that, do I like them or do I don't like them. I'll tell you a little bit about that. But really the video today is more on concentrating on the vehicle, and we're gonna just do a nice wash. And obviously my job at the end of the day, one of the things of being obviously a reputable detailer, right? What makes your business stand out, or I guess reputation at the end of the day, if you want to say. A promise to myself and obviously to my customers is, as whenever you get especially a ceramic coating, when you pay a substantial amount of money, I want you to have the confidence to find me at any time and speak with me like, hey, coatings having a little bit of issues. Guess what? It's my job to come and take a look at it, right, and make sure that everything is performing well. Sometimes coatings can clog up, and it does create a different water behavior. That doesn't mean that the coating failed. Sometimes it could mean the products customers use is what alters the coating. But that's truly why I love what I do, and keeping my reputation intact this is one of the things, right? I was talking to the customer and he was telling me that issue, and obviously he booked the service, but as well he was like, I need attention to that and see what's going on. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna do we're gonna start with the wheels, cleaning all the wheels. Then we're gonna start with the rinse, like a pre-rinse. I'm gonna be using the Turtle Wax Iron Decon, their new one, I think. I forget the name of it. So I'm going to do a decon. What that's going to start doing is kind of opening the pores of the metals. And then we're going to be using CarPro Reset. CarPro Reset is a perfect product for coated vehicles, especially if you're having issues with your paint where it's kind of clogged. This product here helps in that area to kind of CarPro reset your coating. So that's what we're going to be using. So anyways, let me get set up and we'll get started. All right, so the wheels are done, and we're to the rinsing stage right now. And hopefully the camera can kind of catch a little bit of the water behavior, but check it out. So this has been, I haven't maintained this vehicle, customer has been maintaining this vehicle. So here we go. let's hit it with water and see what it does. So and hopefully if you've never done coatings, if you hit it with water, like here, this bottom portion, it's solid. It's this top section that has something that's just, if you see it, it's kind of like sheeting it. It's like literally, it's that middle section. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and did the whole, we did a pre-rinse, iron decon, we did Car Pro reset. Did this vehicle need reset? Honestly, not really. The paint it's in such in good shape. The coating has been performing how it should. The back area, as you saw on the video, or I think I posted a clip on it, it is, after hitting with Car Pro reset, I went ahead and did a whole wash mitt method. Obviously I use a microfiber, and then I would just keep turning it over into 4 sides, kind of my way of doing it. After hitting it with reset and doing the whole hand washing by hand, it definitely unclogged it a little bit, but there is still something on there. So, and it's literally just that top portion. The bottom part is working fine. It's just that top portion. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up just doing just a quick 2-step. The first step is gonna be a heavy cut to really try to remove all that coating, and then the second step would be like Coach Kemi F6 to just finesse the paint, get it pretty much how it was before, and then we will recoat, and that should be it. It's not really a long process, but I've gone ahead and dried it, and after I dry it, we're gonna be using a topper, and we're using the DIY Detail. That's the ceramic gloss. I kid you not, guys, I've done about 9 cars with one full with one full bottle. So for a $15 investment, which is solid, it's really good. I recommend it for the price point, and it's gonna give you the slickness that you love, the gloss. If you follow me on my social media, you've seen all these different cars I've put this on, and the gloss is like crazy, especially like on dark colors, the blues, the reds, the blacks. It's crazy. Solid product. But anyways, all I do, guys, is I'll spray. I do about 5 sprays on the towel, and then I literally just apply, and literally you can already feel this thing like slick. And then what I'll do, I'll flip it over. Like, this paint was already slick. Now it's like real slick. So you could do like 1 spray on your towel, 1 spray on your panel, and then just blend in. Turn your towel around, and then just buff off, and the slickness is already there. as a standalone product, obviously, like I think I said on the video, you get 4 to 6 months. I'm using it as a topper because it's already coated, so the protection is there. All this is doing at this point is just adding that extra pop, that extra protection. Does it need it? No. And some people will say, oh, I don't use toppers because the coating's gonna do the work and all of that, which it's fine. It's a really honest input. But yeah, in a way, maybe I didn't have to put a topper on this one, but I have just gotten so used to pulling this out and just putting it on the cars, just because it's gonna give me just that, just what I love to feel, which is slickness. Is gonna be, after 24 hours, this feels even slicker and more glossier in a way, from what I've used it. And it is really, really a solid product. So if you haven't tried it, get you a bottle. I think I still have a promo code on this one. It's Carlos, all caps, Carlos Serrano, and I think you get like 10% off, I think. But literally all I do, 2 sprays on the towel, blend in like that, give it a couple seconds, flip your towel over, and then just buff off, and like you'll see the gloss that I am talking about. It's crazy. It's like an instant, just like bam. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this whole vehicle, and then we will start the polishing stage on the back, recoat, and that'll be all. Alrighty guys, we are done with this vehicle. Overall today we used CarPro Reset. This is an intensive car shampoo. Like I said, it's made to rehydrate your ceramic coating. If you ever have any issues with your coating clogging or anything like that, give CarPro Reset a try and see if that helps you. For this vehicle, CarPro really didn't do much. It did a little bit in the backside where it kind of unclogged the coating a little bit, but overall this car was already in great shape. That this really just enhanced the coating, or made it better. So definitely see if you get you a bottle of CarPro Reset. Now I wanted to talk really quick about how I handle maintenance when I coat vehicles, right? What do I do to protect myself as a business owner, and what you can do to give your customers, right? So after I coat a vehicle, right, what do? Do I just coat the vehicle, let the customer go, right? No. Usually what I will do is give customers options like, hey, how are you going to maintain it? If the customer's like, oh, I'm going to be cleaning it myself, that's a-okay with me, right? The only thing when a customer tells me they're going to be maintaining their coating, one of the things that I think last year I started, was requiring me to see the car at least once a year. This way, what that's going to do, one, it's going to get me to see the customer once again, make sure everything is great. But two, it gives me an opportunity to see my work. How well has it held it up, right? How is the coating holding up? And three, something I recently did was I created these, I think these are called mirror hangers, but it usually goes on your, like, the idea behind this is when your customer gets their oil change, guess what? A lot of these dealerships tend to wash your car for free, but they don't hand wash it, right? So the idea behind this was me give it to every customer I coat, and obviously it just says, please do not wash vehicle. It's protected by Serranos Mobile Detail. My phone number is in the back. And in the back, guys, I have these little date thingies. I don't know how to say that, but You have these dates where I'm able to date. Every time I see this car, I date it. For some, it's not really nothing major. For me, it's gonna be able to prove that I have been servicing this car every year, right? Or every 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be, right? If I see this car every 2 weeks, there will be dates every 2 weeks, right? And this is gonna protect my customer, one, because in case they do run it through the car wash, they mess up the coating, they scratch it or whatever, guess what? There's proof that it's been serviced by me. Here's all my information. Literally all they have to do is give this to the dealership. Dealership calls me and we get it handled. Now, that's where it gets tricky, because guess what? The price is gonna be pretty high for me to do the whole coating again, repolish and everything. So it becomes a battle because they don't want to pay you that new price. I've done one, and I think it was, the quote was like 2,500, I think, because they scratched the crap out of this car. But the dealership had my card, um, and they had sent some like an invoice to the customer from a different different car detailer, and the customer was furious. He was like, "No, like I don't want anybody else touching the car but me." Obviously, the other detailer's invoice was way below mine, which it happens. Dealerships always want two invoices, one from like your detailer and one from another detailer. They're gonna compare, and whoever bid is the lowest gets the job, right? But sometimes you have to be firm. I tell customers, hey, you have to be firm in your decision. If you don't go with me, that's okay. But just know, I want you to make sure you get somebody that knows what they're gonna be doing, right? And I haven't had issues, with the customers. Like, no, like I want you to do it. And at the end, customer wins. So they had to pay my price. Sadly, it was a costly mistake by the dealership. But having this actually saved their butt. So that's why I do it. And it's not for me to advertise or nothing. It's just for the safety of their vehicle and the customers, sanity, that their car is protected and everything. So now the price on that, right? When a customer services their car all year by themselves, I just request one time that I see it. The cost on that maintenance is $300, because obviously we're gonna go through the process of deconning the paint, unclogging it, kind of making sure, or rehydrating the coating to make sure it's back to how it should be, right? Now, many of you guys are gonna say, well, what if the paint is trash when you see it, the coating is gone? That's not my fault, right? That's the customer's discrepancy. And obviously, as detailers, we'll know, like, okay, yeah, this has been serviced by somebody else, or somebody messed it up, and they're like, hey, well, you said you have warranty on yours, or you back your work. Yes, I back my work to an extent. Like, if the paint is trash, that's not me. Because if you guys saw part of the video, I showed you guys literally this black pillar. There is not a scratch on that pillar. This customer has maintained his vehicle. So if I was to say the coating has failed, but the car looks really good, that's when I, as a detailer, have to literally come in, check it out, make sure that, go through the process. And if a year later, at that point, I see like, hey, you know what? The coating is not performing how it should, I'm going to have to redo the whole thing again. That's on me. Some people will say, well, I would charge the customer for that. Sadly, for me, the customer already paid a lump sum the first time, that if need be, I'll take the hit because I want to make it right. But I haven't had that issue. This one was just that backside was kind of not performing correctly. Like, the coating is there. It was clogged. But what I just ended up just repolishing just that top portion, recoating, and that's it, right? So if I see the car every year, it's $300, and the service is what I did today. Decon, we're gonna do Car Pro reset, wash it by hand, make sure everything looks good. If there's anything I need to do on my side to make it, correct, I will do that as well. So we topped it with DIY, the detail ceramic gloss, and this thing, it is perfect. Now, if the customer says, hey, well, I want you to do it, then at that point, you give them your pricing of a weekly wash, or a bi-weekly, or once a month. Now, keep in mind, if you see the car once a month, the paint is bound to be dirty, the coating is bound to be clogged. So the price on that estimate would probably be $300, right? Because it's pretty bad. I do have customers that I see once a month, and that price is 300, just because I already know like the coating is going to be clogged, the car is going to be in bad shape. So adjust your pricing, right? I do have customers I see every 2 weeks. For every 2 weeks, that one is 150 every 2 weeks. And I do we'll do a vacuum on his car. We'll do clean the windows on the inside, and obviously wash the exterior. And then usually once a year, I will do like the whole like a reset, a car pro reset on it at no charge, because they're on the maintenance plan, and I see them every 2 weeks. So I'm able to do that at no cost to them. So once a year, I will make sure I do car pro reset and just reset the coating, make sure everything is good. But if you've been maintaining that coating since the get-go, you shouldn't have to, because as you work on the car every 2 weeks, it should be your job already to make sure to keep the paint up to date, right? But that's a little bit of how I handle these things. If a customer at that point says, you know what, I'm washing it and I don't want you to do it, then at that point, I tell them, hey, just know that if anything happens to the coating while you're maintaining it, I won't be responsible. I do require at least for me to see it once a year. And they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Then I'll see it once a year. I have had customers that are like, don't even worry about the maintenance. I just want to coat it and I'm going to wash it. And some customers have been very honest with me, and they're like, that coating is going to crap anyways here in a couple of months. So at that point, I'm like, why get it, right? But some customers just are excited because they got their car ceramic coated and their friend's car looks amazing. And I've had people just be honest. They're like, man, in a couple of months, this thing's gonna look trashed, right? I even had another customer pay me double. Like literally, he trashed his paint, and then he was like, hey, come redo the coating. And I'm like, why? Like, you just got it done. They're like, I messed it up. Just come and redo it. And he paid me again. But I don't want that. When I coat a car, I want to coat it just once, and have the customer just happy and excited of the coating. They haven't ran into any issues, no headaches. That's what you want, right? You don't want a customer to call you and be like, yo, like this coating sucked. But anyways, that's a little bit on how I handle this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. As always, God bless you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. You guys have a blessed weekend. And a happy anniversary to my wife if she sees this. This is our dating anniversary, when we started dating. We don't have like a set date of when we started dating, but sometime in this week we started dating, she said. So happy dating anniversary, babe. I love you. And anyways, you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.